Hey guys, what's going on? Tappy here, and welcome back to another episode of Persona 3 Reload on the Merciless difficulty. Let me double check that I'm recording. I am recording. My mic is unmuted. We are all good to go. In the last episode, we beat the very first part of the, whatever section of Tartar. I think we're on we're on like section 4 or 6, however they want to categorize it now. We beat the first floor boss there, and we left off down here. All I did between episodes was just heal the party up with Akihiko. So, yeah, that's cool. The plan for this episode is to finish Tartarus and maybe do 4 days of stuff. Not too sure, honestly. Just because the Tartarus episodes, initially recording-wise, they do get just kind of time-consuming. But then when you go ahead and like edit it all down and stuff, it's not a very chunky video. So, who knows? We'll see. And again, it's probably just gonna be a lot of sped-up Tartarus bits until we get to like floor bosses or something interesting happens. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys when something interesting happens. Voiceover Tappy, back from the malnourished basement. I want to thank everyone for the feedback on the last video where we tried this idea out. We're trying this idea out again, but with maybe some new and improved features. Something to make it feel a bit more natural and to really like fill the video out instead of very quick and brief, just thrown at you moments. But we'll see how that turns out post-recording and editing. Again, we are taking all feedback on this type of idea in the comment section below. So if you feel iffy about it, let me know. And I also want to thank you guys for all the support. The last episode with the Aigis thumbnail popped off in terms of views. It's one of the most views a Persona episode has gotten. I want to say it's like top 4, top 3 type deal. So yeah, I thank you guys for all the support. I'm happy to know that the algorithm is starting to pick up on the series a bit, and I will continue to make this. Hopefully this video isn't late because I am recording this bit and editing this at 2:24 p.m. approximately, the Sunday, the day before this episode will come out at 5 p.m. So I guess you guys will know before. You guys will know if this video comes out on time or not. We'll see. And as you can see, we're fighting the enemy again. I'll finish the voiceover part. You know, like we can go and yap it out real quick. You know, we win the run back. It's just that simple because we don't make the same mistakes twice. As you see, we zeroed him again. We also did some other stuff that low-key I was not paying attention. And we hit him with the Pierce arrow by Yukari. Yukari finishes it off. And that is the Mac Wheel fighter, whatever he's called. Anyways, I will see you guys with the next enemy or whatever weird wacky stuff happens. So our next enemy right here is the Devoted Cupid. These guys are weak to fire, which, you know, it's one of the few times Junpei's like magic comes in use in the Persona playthrough. Their whole idea is like they use like charm and attract people. It's really not obnoxious. So like if you see these things, you want to kill them as quick as you can. Which, as you also see here, they are also weak to ice magic. So we just couldn't straight up kill them. We don't even send them into another all-out attack formation. Like they just sit here and die. So that's pretty peak. And then I guess we're picking an Arcana here. Let's see what recording Tappy's thinking. Oh yep, he picks an Arcana. Right here's the Silent Book. I'm making this one quick because this duo right here was really easy. The Golden Beetle got knocked over with the dark. The Silent Book, you know, it's weak to wind, which we have an abundance of between Yukari and me. We hit him with an all-out attack. The book is going to die because it is weak and flimsy. The beetle is dizzy, and then the beetle dies. Yukari sweeps the the upcoming enemies, and kind of that. So yeah, Excuse me, pardon. Alright, everyone. You see this weird, wacky door in front of us? This is the introduction of a new mechanic also added to Reload, just like the clocks in the last episode. These are called monad doors. What do monad doors do? Monad doors are essentially mini bosses of enemies found throughout the level of targets that you're on. You know, those, so like as a mini boss would be, they're like souped up versions of it. Some, they range from like fairly hard to incredibly hard and obnoxious. But this one right here isn't too bad. The Elegant Mother, it's not awful. So let's see how exactly recording Tappy takes this thing down. We of course start off with buffs and debuffs, as we are treating this like it is a boss. And as you can see, this is why some of them are annoying. Status alignments and persona are just very annoying, especially when you can't even infect bosses with them. Which I understand why. They're a cheesy mechanic. Like poison is very strong, but it doesn't change the fact that it's just obnoxious. So we spend the rest of this turn of what should have been like buffs and debuffs, just kind of healing everyone up, trying to get rid of the poison. It looks like we're still using Aigis' turn for buffs, because we can't have the main character die. On the second round of turns, we go for our first attack. It is a fire, because this guy, the Elegant Mother, is weak to fire, but we can't really execute a good all-out attack just because most of our team members are still poisoned. So we swap it over to the Big Junpei with a nice follow-up attack. If you guys are asking what makes this different, I decided not to go with the script this time around. I feel like it's more me if I just sit here and like raw ball it and try to reenact the in the moment stuff with you guys. Just give this video a bit more of a natural feeling. But I don't think that was executed. It's just been executed very well so far. We might swap to a script in the second half of the video. So as you can see, everyone's healed up now. It's all good. Well, everyone's unpoisoned. We're still gonna heal everyone with some Umagi water, just to keep Yukari from dying. Because if Yukari dies, the fight's practically over. She's such an essential party member. We then go ahead and hit it with another fire attack to knock it down. I'm pretty sure we follow up this one with an all-out attack. Yep, look at us go. And this is basically the whole premise of this fight: is making sure we don't get poisoned, make sure we don't die, and all-out attacks. Because we have one strong fire persona, and then we also have Junpei's as well, which isn't super strong because Junpei does not have a high magic stat. But every little bit helps. So as you can see, we go ahead and hit it. After a while, we just go ahead and hit it with another fire attack, followed up with another all-out attack, and this will be where the fight comes to an end. One of the more easier monad door fights right here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too obnoxious. They'll get worse down the road. So let's take it easy while we can. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next oh well, actually no, we can show off the rest of the monad doors stuff. As you can see, if you beat the boss, mini boss object thing without dying, you get some rewards. I believe this box is gonna be gems, Nihilord, which can also be gems later on. This is useful in the antique store. If you guys remember from I believe episode 20, and that box was gems, so maybe maybe that's always ore. Yeah, actually, wait, yeah, that white box is always ore. Yeah. So, trust me guys, I'm a professional at this game. I don't get paid to play it, but maybe one day I will. Now, I will see you guys in the next area, place, enemy guy. I forgot we had a track practice. Here we are, guys. Summer track. Oh yeah. Something like that.
No slacking. Put your heart into it.
I don't want
Never
to.
beat Highest say with that attitude.
It's a good thing I don't care all that much. But I just wants to hang out. Tardis can wait.
Yes.
Oh, damn it. You have forgot something. Yes, we have some potatoes, then we can honestly, let's click the sprouts so we can heal more alignments, like poison and all that. Then we can go down to lounge. We can talk to Aigis.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess let's go garden. Let's go grow some stuff.
Oh, very puzzling. The plants seem much livelier than they did when we started.
Yeah, you know, it's a whole theory that like
Do you
talk to them.
suppose they're happy that you are tending to them?
Maybe. I suppose it's possible.
Fascinating. There's no data on this, but it seems like you understand them. Hello, plants. I will be tending to you as well this time. Don't worry, I'll make sure to decrease my pressure output. But if anything starts hurting, just raise your left hand. Or rather, your left leaf. I had some prior knowledge of plants, but this was my first time observing them directly. These little seeds and buds in the earth can morph and change so quickly. Is this proof that they are living as well? How fascinating.
I think it has something to do with I forgot like the
I'd
whole
like to watch these plants grow and document
theory
this
behind it.
experience for my
I think it has something to do with the
I will
carbon
tend to
dioxide
them
we
with my
produce when we
full
talk.
power.
Like it like indirectly like helps the plants. It's something like
More
bizarre.
time than I'd anticipated. I will need to run more simulations to ensure there are no delays next time. It's gotten late. We should head back now.
Okay. I did say we were gonna go through a few days this episode, so here it is. Back at track practice. Oh god. I feel light though. My time wasn't good. First, can wait another day.
Hey!
Ooh, we can offer a charm. Maybe do some max our charm out.
This series always has such crazy plot twists.
Does it?
When the main girl's best friend betrayed her, I was like, what? Being backstabbed by the one person you trusted most is just horrible.
Yeah, probably.
What would you do if that happened to you?
I'd never recover, you know.
Well, yeah, even without a dramatic betrayal, I'd be hurt if a friend started treating me differently. That happened to me once. A girl I was close to suddenly started avoiding me. Oh, shoot, it's starting. It's so fast-paced, we really need to pay attention.
Uh-huh.
Aw, no way! It's just gonna end like that?
How'd it end?
Ugh, it happens every time. But they're so good at leaving you hanging. I need to know how it ends. Let's watch more next time, okay?
Does it next time? Come on, charm rank 6.
It's getting pretty late. We better head back to our rooms.
Yeah. Another day at track practice. Oh god.
You're almost there! Keep up the pace! This is our year! Highest
I feel so tired, Martha. Give me some ramen. Finally! Now when we go back to the school, we can continue some more social linking. I really think I'm behind on that. Unfortunately.
Sorry to wake you.
What?
I I'm detecting a shadow. Please come to the 4th floor.
The fuck happens?
What's going on?
There's a shadow in the city. Yamagishi found it unexpectedly.
You just make this poor girl stay awake all night.
What? But the moon isn't full yet.
It seems to be just a regular shadow, but there usually isn't any normal shadow activity outside of Tartarus.
It's near Naganaki Shrine. Akihiko was already in the area, so he went ahead.
Why was
I'm
he-
sure he can handle it alone.
Why was he already
but we
out
should be
there?
ready just in case.
Gotcha.
Yes, this is Yamagishi.
I'm here. Sorry, but I think you guys better come quick.
What's wrong? Are you in trouble?
No. The Shadow's been defeated.
What?
Or rather, it was already defeated when I got here.
What happened?
This little fella took a hit for me. I want to
Little
save him if I
fella.
can.
Took a hit? Who's he talking about?
Don't ask me.
At any rate, let's move out.
Oh shit, yo. Forget you both. Mr. Dog is wiped out. Oh, what happened to Koromaru?
Are you okay, Koro-chan?
You know this dog?
Yeah, he's a homie.
Yeah, everyone around here does. We've got to help him, quick!
First, we need to stop the bleeding.
Can't someone just use like one of the healing
He's one tough
personas?
fighter. He defeated that Shadow all by himself.
Wait, does that mean this dog's a persona user?
He says, this is a place of peace, so I protected it. There are flowers over there. Those flowers... They must be for the priest who died in the accident here.
So he
Who remembers?
really
Who
was
remembers
guarding this
in the one of
place.
the earlier episodes when they said that?
Okay, hold on. Aigis, don't tell me you can translate dog language too.
Canines do not have their own language. However, speech is not the only means of communication.
This fellow really is a rare breed.
Correct.
He's not the only one.
All right, let's report to the chairman so we can conclude this mission. As for a vet, it's midnight, but I think I can arrange something.
Yeah, yes, you better be able to. Save Koromaru. Save
Good
Koromaru.
job, boy. You're
Right,
one
cat?
amazing dog.
Koromaru's the goat. Another day. Drink breakfast.
Wow, that was a great laugh. Keep it up. You might be able to win the whole thing.
Thanks. Why won't you let me max out our social link? You're a bitch.
Welcome back.
We'll probably go back to Tartarus.
Oh, yes.
What do you want? Up next is the border floor boss, or not border floor boss, but just it's one of those bosses that going into this I completely underestimated. This boss is big on elemental weaknesses and strengths, with one plate doing strong electric and wind damage, and the other plate does strong fire and ice, and both of them have resistance breaks. So let's say how like Yukari resist wind, for example. The electric and wind guy will use like Garu break and make it so she takes full damage from any type of wind attacks. So they're both strong, and then the guy in the middle, he does not have a weakness. He buffs himself with Tarakondo, and he has 4 medium elemental attacks. So it's safe to say And because of my negligence, I got to my ass kicked by this boss plenty of times. Looking at it on paper, this team should be like okay into this set of enemies, because Junpei could take down one of the plates. He can take down the electric and wind one. Yukari can take down the fire and ice one. And then, you know, the MC is flexible with what, you know, if one can, you know, if, let's say we need to use Junpei as a pivot turn, Makoto can come in and just take down the other plate and do, like, you know, more damage than Junpei will anyway. And then Aigis just does big PB damage. But we also run a lot of weaknesses here. Because Aigis doesn't do any elemental damage at all, she only does physical. We're losing a lot of DPS on the plates, which means they are overall dying quicker than if we were just knocking them down and taking full advantage of them. And she's also weak to lightning, which the one plate just loved to spam, and so is Yukari. So those two were like constantly down. Junpei doesn't do a lot of elemental damage, as we've talked about earlier in this video. So you know how that is, yeah. And then with the MC, I'm with the current set of personas I was constantly in a state of either swapping to a strong magic persona and being weak to lightning with Yukari and Aigis, which, as we talked about, the guy likes to spam it, or I swap to one that is that doesn't really have any magic weaknesses, but I'm not knocking over enemies, I'm not dealing damage, I'm kind of just stalling. So it eventually, and you know, we can't win the stall. The guy in the middle, the big floating head, is just too strong for us. So yeah, it is safe to say I got my ass kicked by this boss countless times, and I took a break for a few days. That's, you know, that's partially why I didn't want to, you know, it took so long to get around to editing this video, because this video has a second part, which I'm gonna put these together so you don't know that this is really a second part. I didn't even have to tell you that, but there is a second part that's like I think like 2 hours worth of footage I have to sort through. And while I could show you guys all of the failed runs, that means you guys would be here forever. So I am instead just going to talk about the winning run and what exactly led to that point. And it all begins with us going into the malnourished basement to pick up something we left down there. That's right. But what I said in an earlier episode, Unk and Mitsuru Yapijo are getting a temporary leave of absence from the basement of malnourishment to help with this fight. Mitsuru has the best magic stat in the game, especially at this point, so she will be helping Makoto take down the dangerous wind and electric plate that threatens Yukari, our best teammate, and it threatens Mithras, which is one of if not our best persona at this point. While Unk and Yukari take out the way less scary ice and fire plate, and while they're doing that, they will prioritize keeping the team nice and healthy, and Unk specifically will prioritize buffs and debuffs when possible. They are both extremely underleveled, so let's see how this goes. This was a true desperate maneuver. Not even 5 seconds into the fight, Unk is on the floor. Great. We start knocking down the scales, or the plates, whatever I just called them earlier in the script, and keeping the big head guys attack down. This fight quickly turns into a knock them down when we can, but mainly play defensively, as these enemies do just insane damage to us that we cannot take comfortably and keep the aggression up. Eventually, we get Yukari's theory key, which we pop. Nothing dies. This is then followed by Mitsuru's theory key. Nothing dies. But the very scary plate, the Wind Electric Man, is hurt. That is a good sign. That gave me hope. So we finish it off. But the floating headman. No, hold on. Page flip. There we go. And yes, and I am writing this instead of typing it. That's right. We're back on the script grind. So this might sound a bit more roboty. You know, leave comments down below about how you feel, and don't judge me. I feel like writing. Anyway, the floating headman gets revenge and takes out both Unk and Mitsuru, while also getting Yukari super low. At this point, I thought this attempt was over, but I kept at it, determined to win. Unk and Yappy Joe get up, but Yukari falls. We push on. Mitsuru is now focused on attacking the following. I can't even read my own handwriting. Floating head. Unk falls again. We push on. Mitsuru falls. We push on. We take out the second plate. It is now just me and my sworn enemy, the floating head. The man that has made me not want to work on and edit this video, which is why I am now recording this at 12:12 in the morning, day of the video coming out. But let's continue with the script. This was my plan. Seeing as how it was just me and the head, I didn't have any party members to use, and I was basically out of revive items. We were in a sticky situation, but I am determined. Whenever he buffed his attack, I pulled out Mithras and decreased it to keep him neutral, to refrain from taking heavy damage. After he attacks, we then pull out Rakasha. We use a Getsui to, attack. That is our attack turn, you know. Woo, 70 damage! We then rinse and repeat this process, minus a few exceptions. If we didn't use a fire move, we swap to the Hydra. The Hydra is neutral to all elemental attacks, and it's only weak to slash. With this switch, the floating head only has magic. While Hydra was out, we took this time to heal using items, because we can't swap to a persona at risk of taking heavy damage. And Yukari is on the floor, so when our theory was available, we also used that to knock him down and let us get an extra turn and extra damage. I repeated this process for 24 minutes. 24 minutes of just this swapping, swapping some more, until finally I gambled with greed. He buffs his attack, and instead of swapping to Mithras and decreasing it and playing it safe, he was on a sliver of HP. I used Getsui and finished him off, finally ending the painful and grueling mini-boss that this abomination is. After that fight, we head to the Velvet Room and make 2 new personas to join our roster. Sati, who possesses great fire magic, and I'm going to go with Sarabasque, I think, that's the name, who possesses great ice magic. And before anyone asks why we didn't use these, in the fight where we needed elemental magic, they were locked behind levels, but now we can use them, so it's all cool and stuff. There are no new enemies between the last mini boss and these new ones coming up, so I was going to skip to the boss gauntlet. Yes, gauntlet. There's 2 in a row, no breaks. The Deviant Convent and the Tome of Apathy are extremely easy compared to what the hell we just faced. The Convict has a bulky health pool with 0 resistances and weaknesses, while the Tome is weak to fire, almost like we made a persona just for this reason. The whole gimmick of this fight is that the Convict spends a few turns buffing and bulking up while the tome will buff the convict and it debuff the party. Luckily, Aigis negates all stat debuffs with this cool move. That's cool. While hammering the book, we keep our team buffed with defense and evasiveness, while also keeping the other guy's attack down. When the convict finally gets a turn to attack, we just guard. And that kind of negates the whole point of the boss fights, actually. You know, so it's really easy. This is the cycle for pretty much the whole fight, so I'll just let it play out. So yeah, go ahead and enjoy. As you guys can see, super easy fight. Next up in the gauntlet, we have dependent and independent dance. Wait, why do I have dependent written on here twice? Well, it's actually the dependent and controlling dance partners. The dependent partner blocks all forms of magic, while the controlling partner blocks slash, strike, light, and dark magic. Lucky for us, we have Aigis. In Aigis, the dependent dance partner is weak to pierce. So this boss instantly just becomes another Aigis sweep. Not much else to say. It's basically it's similar-esque to the convict fight, where it's just where we just set up, keep our buffs up, and let Aigis do a lot of the heavy lifting. So, enjoy the footage. And so that about wraps up this section of Tartarus. Besides the floating head boss, not too hard. It's a rather simple area. There's also this monad passage thingy, which, to save your time and also my time for editing this, as it is 11:45 in the morning, day of when this video is supposed to come out, so I have about 5 hours. You know, so to save both our time, we will explore this in another episode. There will be more of them. This one was incredibly boring, and there was not much here to talk about. And so, as you can see, Recording Tappy wants to give you an outro, but the mic was not being picked up this episode, which is why, for the most part, this video is all voiceovers, especially the second half, because, you know, the second half is when the mic wasn't being picked up. This is what sparked the whole script, a voiceover idea for Tartarus anyways. So, again, if you guys like this type of stuff, and prefer it over the original Tartarus video footage thing, please put a comment down below saying if you prefer this method or if you prefer the older editing method. We are taking all type of critiques in here. And again, I want to thank you guys for the support on the last video. I didn't expect that video to do so well. Hopefully this one follows suit and does pretty well as well. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode now. I'll see you guys next week for another Persona episode. I think the week after is the boss fights, if I have it all planned out properly. So that's fun. Hopefully this video didn't take up too much of your time, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And follow the Twitch. Yeah, whatever. I'll see you guys actually later this week for the Alice video, if I get Alice live on stream tomorrow, 10 p.m.